Let's see if I remember how to do makeup.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Life with Allishaye. If you are new, welcome to the family. We're a happy, blessed, creative, and positive bunch. If you are already a subscriber, then welcome back to my channel, my love. Alright, so for today's video, it's going to be a makeup tutorial. Yes, I know it has been a very long time since I did a makeup tutorial, but let's see if I remember how to do makeup. Okay, so first, before we get started, I am going to show you some new products that I got to add to my collection. So let's just run through them real quick. So I got the Ordinary, this is the facial serum. This zinc and this niacinamide. Listen, like what? So this is what it looks like. It is a serum that you could use. You could incorporate it in your skincare routine. You could apply it before makeup. I've seen a lot of great things about this, so I really wanted to try it. I also got the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Seeing great things about this too, so I went ahead and I got it. Another product I got was the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Again, another trendy product. So I said, okay, I normally use my Sasha Buttercup, and I also got the One Size translucent powder. But again, I'm a makeup artist, so I'm always in the lookout for new products and just wanted to try different things. So I got a few things from Fenty as well. So this is the Fenty Skin Travel Skincare Set. This is what it looks like. So it comes with the fat water. This is what it looks like, and again, this is the travel size. The Total Cleanser and the Hydro Visor. Yes, the Hydro Visor. So those are these 20 skin products that I got. I also got the Pro Filter Foundation, and this is in the shade 450. I'll be using this today, as well as the Pro Filter Concealer in 445. And the Pro Filter powder also in 445. So this is the concealer and this is the powder. Yes, and I also got the setting spray, which is the You Mist from Fenty as well. So yeah, those are all the new products that I got, and I got a new Sasha mattifier, which is my favorite mattifying primer, as you may know, and the Sasha Intense Matte Lip Velvet, and this is in the shade Hello Boys. It's a matte red. This is my favorite red lipstick to date. So yeah, so I'm gonna do my brows off camera because of course you guys have seen me doing that like a million times. I'm gonna do my brows off camera, and then I'm gonna come back, and then we are gonna just continue the face. I'm not sure what look I will be doing, but we're just gonna go with the flow. Okay, all right, so now that the brows are done, typically I would do my eyes first and then my face, but since I don't know what look I will be going for with the eyes, I'm just gonna do my face first. So I'm gonna start out with a little bit of the fat water. It is supposed to like reduce pores and yeah, like minimize pores, and it's like a toner serum. So I'm gonna use a little bit of that. And it smells so nice, y'all. I'm gonna go in with my Sasha mattifier. And you can actually see the difference. with this. Like it gives your face like this cool look. I'm gonna put a little bit on my lid because sometimes my lid tends to get oily. That's something I recently noticed. So once you let that sit for a bit, you will start noticing that your skin looks a little bit like drying or a little bit cool. So that's what it is supposed to do. For my foundation today, I'll be taking the Fenty Pro Filter foundation, and it's in the shade 450. And I'm going to, so typically I use my foundation shade to clean up my brows. If I could find a brush, I like to use my foundation shade to clean up my brows. All right, that looks like it. Then I'm gonna go in with the brush to apply my foundation. Where is the brush? I literally just saw it. It's right in front of me. See, I haven't done a makeup tutorial in too long. I'm just gonna press that into the skin. And when applying your foundation, press it into the skin. Don't pull, don't sweep, just press it into the skin. And I typically like to work in sections. And this section right here is feeling a little bit irritated because I used the scrub this morning, the St. Ives scrub, and I think I was a little bit too harsh in that area. So it does feel a little bit irritated. This is the real African skin. Can't stay down for long, right? Now for my concealer, I will be taking the Fenty Pro Filter concealer, and this is in the shade 445. And I'm gonna go under my eyes. I think this concealer dries pretty quickly, so it's not one of those concealers that you have to allow it to dry down for a very long time. A little bit down my nose. I typically don't do all of this, but hey, let's try something new today. I just don't feel like I need it, really. So I'm gonna take my foundation brush and then that out. And a trick with the concealer, if you allow it to dry down a bit, then it gives more coverage. Ooh, that actually looks nice. So if you allow it to dry down for a bit, then it, improves the coverage that you would get. So let's blend this out. And then I'm going to go in with a brush for under my eyes. And again, I go back and forth between a brush and a beauty blender. Just whatever I'm feeling in that moment. and I typically blend out the edges first. So I blend outwards in. So I blend the edges first, and then I go under the eyes. And again, it gives, like, directly under the eyes more time to dry down and to build the coverage that we get. So we don't necessarily have to apply too much product, or we don't have to go in with, you know, too many layers of concealer under the eyes. So especially for persons like me who have wrinkles under the eyes, you know, too much product, if you're not careful, they could actually, you know, set in those wrinkles, and then that's not what we want to do. So we typically just look up to make sure we're getting those creases. And again, we pat, we don't pull, we don't sweep, we pat, because then you don't want to move the products around on the skin. You want it to be on the skin and stay in place. Alright, so typically I like to go in with a pressed powder first and then a loose powder. So we just press the concealer in and we work in sections. So I'm going to take my Pro Filter in 445 and I'm just going to go directly under the eyes and just press that in. So again, we work in sections. Press the concealer and then the pressed powder in. And then I typically go in with my loose powder, which I'm going to use today is the Sacha mattifier. Sacha mattifier, and then tap off the excess, so it's kind of like, so it's not too much in one spot, and then press that under the eyes and into the skin. And whatever we do on one side, we typically do on the other. Alright, so a trick that I do, instead of doing the full highlight and contour, I'll take my Sacha mattifier and I will take it up to my nose like this, right? On both sides. And then that concealer that I place in the center, I'm going to place the Sacha on my nose to set it. And the trick is, so you have light on both sides and light down the middle. So automatically that creates a shadow in the middle, right? So you see how it's light on these sides and then light in the middle. You automatically see, like, I have a nose contour there going on, which I didn't do. So that's something that I always do. For the all over face powder, I'm going to take my Fenty again. This is the Pro Filter in 445. And I'm just going to set the entire face. And again, we press into the skin. And even though I use the concealer in my forehead and on my chin, if you wish, you could go ahead and, you know, use the Sacha to highlight those areas, but I don't want to, so I'm just going to use my all over face powder, you know, to set that. And then I'm going to go into my Sacha powder palette. And I'm going to take Mocha here as my contour shade. And again, I typically just skip some steps, you know, just do what works for me, really. Because I know a lot of people, they do like a cream contour or liquid contour. So they would use like a concealer or a foundation that's darker than their complexion to contour. But for me, I don't feel like I need it. So I typically just do a powder contour. Very soft and very subtle. But, you know, you could see that I did something. And then I like to go around my hairline. So I do my jawline, my hairline, and my cheek. Here. And like that. So now I am going to, so for me, I like to, even though I go in with my satchel for my contour shade, I still like my contour shade to have like a reddish tone. That's my preference. I feel like it looks absolutely beautiful on dark skin. So I'm going to take my Juvia's Place Nubian 2 palette and I'm going to go into Jezebel. So Jezebel is like a deep burgundy shade. So I'm going to tap into her and I'm going to go over my contour. I also typically use this as a blush shade sometimes. I feel like it just gives my face this extra, you know, buzz that I'm looking for. And for my contour, for my blush, this is my holy grail. This is the Juvia's Place Zulu palette. I love this brick shade for my blush. I really absolutely feel like orange tone blush. They look absolutely beautiful on dark skin. And I typically just, you know, dust that all over. Now we are gonna dust away the Sacha Buttercup back into my pressed powder, and I just press that in. Some people brush it away. You can, but you have to use like a very light hand. So you hold the brush. So for a lighter hand, you hold the brush at the handle. So it gives you like a flick in your wrist. If you hold it down to the ferrule, then it's more dense. So it's like right there. It's a harsher, heavier hand. But if you go to the handle, then it's looser. So I'm not sure if you can see. So see, it's loose. But if I do this, then I'm just right there. And I literally can feel the difference. So I typically say just press it in. And see, even pressing it in and dusting it away at the same time, it gives the illusion that I didn't nose contour, which I did do. So let's get into the eyes. I still have no idea of what look I will be doing for the eyes. I'm not sure if I wanted to do something more dramatic or something simple. Just one passion, one purpose, to know you more and more. When I know I'll find you. Let's do something neutral, shall we? Let's do something neutral, and then I could do another video and do something a little more dramatic. Shall we do that? Let's do that. Alright, so we are going to go in with our P. Louise base. And I'm going to put that on the back of my hand. Alright, let's see what we could do with Juvia's Place palettes. Okay, let's put that on the lid. You know what just came to mind? I'm doing an orange series on my Instagram. Let's do something with orange, shall we? And then I typically just go in with my finger. like evenly distribute that on the lids. Let's go into my Juvia's face. We're going to go into the Zulu palette. We're going to take this brick color, and we're going to place that in the crease. Mind you, I don't know what look I'm doing yet. I am just going to wing it really. Let's go into Kenya from the Nubian 2 palette to stay dark brown. Let's go into Kenya. And we're going to try to place that below the brick color. I need to start shaving like half of my brow away again. Because back then when I was really creative in makeup, that's what I used to do. So I would take this entire side off and like draw my brows higher, like give myself a higher arch, and that would have given me more space on my lids to play with really. And then we're going to take another brush. Looks like these typically take multiple brushes, and I'm going to go into this orange shade, and I'm going to lightly go above that brick color, just soften it up a little bit more. And again, light hand, holding the brush at the handle. I'm going to take a little bit more of the Pillory's base, and I'm going to take my little brush. I have a little brush that I use for makeup creases, if I could find her. Excuse me. Where of brow. I'm going to take this little liner brush. To be honest, I'm not even sure if this is gonna work, but let's try. Not bad. I'm gonna have to go back in with the brush that I used to apply the base the first time, that flat one, to distribute it a little bit more. And typically for a cut crease, you want to make the cut above your actual crease so it could show. Especially if you don't have that naturally flat like lid space, or if you have like a hooded eye or something. Typically want to do above the actual crease. So whether your eyes are open or closed, you can see. Fun fact, whenever I'm doing a cut crease, I stop my breath. Whenever I'm doing a cut crease or a wing liner, I stop my breath. So I'm just gonna use this brush to kind of blend it and smoothen it out a little bit more. The other brush that I was looking for, it would have just typically gotten both jobs done at once, but since I couldn't find it, but there is a lesson in everything, right? We don't always have things easy. Sometimes we have to put in a little bit more work to get the result that we want. So that was a nice little lesson. Alright, so I'm gonna go into my Plain in Makeup by Yolanda Jam Rock on my palette. So I need a little bit of white. So I'm gonna go into Dance here. And I'm gonna go into Trini and Reggae. So Dance, Trini, and Reggae. So let's go into Dance first. Typically I go from dark to light, but we're gonna do the reverse today. I'm gonna go in Dance. You know what, let's do one eye first and then do the other one. So Dance, then Trini, and then to make sure that they're evenly like blended, once you stop one color, the next color that you're going to start, you have to kind of overlap them so you have a seamless blend and not any harsh lines. You want it to be as smooth as possible. So I think I should have applied a little bit more eyeshadow primer on my lips, but I didn't. Now to my Zulu palette, that orange that I used. And again, see, I'm going over the edges of the two. And then I'm going to go into that brick color. And then I'm going to go into the brown, into the Kenya from the Nubian 2 palette. Alright, now that we have that, we are going to go in with our AOA Wonder Liner, and I'm going to do a slight wing. Alright, so I'm going to do black liner. And this is L'Oreal Bold Liner. And then I'm going to just place that on the waterline. And I do have two molds that I like to put back. So one is here. And there. I like to put them back whenever I do my makeup. I'm just going to smoke out this pencil. Alright, so now it's time for lashes. I'm going to apply my lashes off camera, and then we're going to finish up the face. So now that the lashes are on, we are going to set, and I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury. And then while I allow that to dry down, let's do the lips. So we are going to go in with my Navi lip liner in dark brown, and I'm going to outline my lips. And then I'm going to take MAC Honey Love. It's like a peachy nude. And then I'm going to go over with my clear gloss. because of course clear gloss makes everything perfect. Look at that, just beautiful. Alright, so normally when I set my face, I like to go in with my brush just to, you know, press everything and melt everything together. I feel like the eyes are pretty, but let's jazz it up just a little bit more. So I'm gonna take a little bit of silver glitter. So I'm gonna go in with my lash glue, which is from Kiss, and I'm going to, so in the area where the cut is, yeah, I'm gonna do it there. So where the cut is, where I did the outline, that's where I'm gonna put the glue. Alright, and then we are gonna take that same liner brush that I used to do the outline, if I could find it. Here we go. To apply the glitter. I wish I had thought about this before, because now I may get glitter on my lashes and on my face, but yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that, guys. Yeah, I knew it needed something. Wow, like the lighting. Oh my god, hitting this glitter. So typically when I do glitter and I want to remove it, like for my skin, I use like a spoolie to like scrape it away. Alright, so time for the final touches. We're almost at the end. So I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder, and this is in the shade Precious Petals. This is what she looks like. This is currently my favorite highlighter, and yeah, you're gonna peep the glow, okay? Peep the glow. I absolutely love this highlighter, and you don't need a lot. But because I'm extra, I'm gonna do a little bit more. Peep the glow. Then a little bit down my nose. And then a little bit more on my cheek. Because why not? It's glitter. Why not? I'm still seeing some glitter, but that's okay. And then I like to just press everything in. You know, make sure my brow hairs are in place. So when I'm going out, especially if it's going to be like a hot day or something, I typically go in with my lash glue, and just to keep, like, to apply a little bit and comb my hair in place, and then it just stays for the entire day. But since it's not a hot day, I don't need to do that. And then I'm going to go in with my Virgin Magnolia Body Glaze. This is what it looks like. Since I'm going off the shoulder, it's like a body serum. It's gonna add a little bit more glow to my skin, and it smells so good. I typically like to show off my collarbones. So yeah, and with the highlighter brush, let's do this big brush. Let's add a little bit more glue, because why not? Why not? There we go. And that is it for this look. Like, oh my god, I had so much fun creating this look. Please let me know in the comment section what other look you would like to see me do, and if you enjoyed this video, and what was your favorite part about this video, and what is your favorite part about this look. If you haven't as yet, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, baby, so that you will never ever miss an upload. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you babies in the next one. Toodles.